Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pratisruti and in today's lesson we will discuss about a poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, which was written by a famous American writer Robert Frost. Okay, so Robert Frost was known for the use of his very simple language and simple words, and from where anyone can relate it with their own life and can understand it easily. Okay, and he was born in the year 26 March 1874 and was dead on 29 January 1963. Okay, and it was stated that when he wrote this poem, he was living in a village named Franconia in the New Hampshire. Okay, from where we can examine that the setup of this poem is maybe in the village Franconia. This poem is written in the year 1922 and was published in the year 1923 in his volume The New Hampshire. Okay, and this poem is actually a lyric. And what is a lyric? It's a very short poem. Okay, and where the poet expresses his personal feelings, personal emotions with the reader. Okay, and this poem is consists of 4 stanza and 4 line each. Okay, and the rhyme scheme of this poem is AABA, BBCB, CCDC, DDDD. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's come to the text. So from the title Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, it clearly shows that the narrator was moving to somewhere one evening, and on the way he stops by some woods, and there whatever he felt, whatever he experienced, he has depicted it through this poem. So in the first paragraph, which woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Okay, and in the first 2 lines, which woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. Here the poet is saying that he knows the owner of that woods and even where he lives. Okay, and in the next 2 lines, he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Again, the poet is saying that as the owner of that woods is living in the nearby village, he will not able to see the poet stopping there, and so that he could continue his watching the natural beauty of that snow covered woods. Okay, and in the next stanza, my little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. In this paragraph, from the first 3 lines, the poet is saying that the little horse, whom he is using as his carriage, must be thinking something strange, must be thinking it weird that to stop between the woods and frozen lake. Okay, and without having any farmhouse near. Okay, as the horse is usually used to stop near a farmhouse, so it was something odd to him. Okay, and it was the time of dark evening. Okay, and in the next last line, the darkest evening of the year. Here the phrase darkest evening has dual meaning. It may be the usual dark evening of the winter, or it may also refer to the longest night of the year, the night with the most hours of darkness, that is the 21st or the 22nd of December. Okay, then in the next stanza, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Here he refers to the little horse, personification has used, and the horse is shaking its head ringing the bell attached to its harness, as if he is asking his master that if there is any problem, if there is any mistake. Okay, as it is very unusual for him to stop by the woods in the dark evening. Okay, and again in the next two lines, the only other sounds the swift of easy wind and downy flake. Here the poet is saying that there is only three kind of sounds that he can hear, that is the sounds of harness bells, of light wind, and of the falling of snowflakes. Okay, then the last paragraph, and this paragraph is mostly the favorite of every literature student and mine as well. Okay, and regarding this paragraph, many critics have given their different kind of interpretations. So the paragraph is, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Here, firstly, the narrator describes the woods using three adjectives, that is lovely, dark and deep. This indicates that he is enjoying the view and want to do so for long. But he has other responsibilities, duties in life as well, and he has to fulfill that all. He has to go long way before sleep. Here sleep is used as the temporary rest. Okay, temporary sleep, and because he has many duties and many works to do, he cannot get the enjoyment for long and he has to move on. Okay, and again in another kind of interpretations, again sleep may also refer to death, and the woods may suggest the distraction and temptation in the journey of our life. That means the poet is saying that we should not pay heed to those outward temptation, and we have many other duties and responsibilities and promises towards our families, friends and near and dear one as well. We have to fulfill that in this short lifespan, and we should stay focused on our goal and try to reach it in time before die. And so we should not be got attracted through this outward temptation. Here sleep is referred to the death. So friends, this is all about the poem. I hope you all understand, and still if you have any other doubt left, then do ask me in the comment box below, and also do suggest me that on which topic we will discuss in the next video. And thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, take care. Have a good day.